my view of disruption is that it should disrupt the status quo to bring about positive change. And so that's where we have the big idea. Okay. Every month in America, there's more and more oil production ramping up. And along with this oil production, there's associated natural gas production. So every new shale gas well that's drilled, processed, piped, and consumed from wellheads requires it to be piped to a utility where it can be burned for electricity, for example. The problem is that to build the infrastructure pipeline costs at least $1.5 million per mile, and we're talking about thousands of miles. So what has big oil done in the past? Well, they just burned up the gas. They set it on fire. And you can imagine the problems. Not only is this spewing toxins in the air, ruining the local community, the biggest sin is that it's throwing billions of dollars in the toilet, or rather burning it up in the air. Okay, so in the past in America, especially in Texas and North Dakota, natural gas was viewed as a low-value commodity, not worth anything, used for cooking, maybe heating your home out on the East Coast. It was seen as having no value and not worth their time, so they flared the gas wellhead just to relieve the pressure of the well, and they can just forget about it and leave it for another day. Okay. In the modern age, in this world, natural gas is in huge, exploding demand. Asia, Africa, India, China, Europe, all their populations rely heavily on natural gas as an energy staple. It cooks even the government, which is slow to react to market factors, has agreed to open up new export facilities to non-FTA countries where they can export this gas at different hubs across North America. So now for the first time, we're seeing the increased worldwide demand for natural gas, the ability to export it to other countries. And America is still burning it up, treating it as waste. Now the shame in this is that as America goes scouring around for new shale reserves to drill and tap and process, they're just throwing billions of dollars in the garbage. Okay, so there is a solution, and the solution already exists. And it's called a mobile skid mount. It's about 20 foot by 50 foot. And it's a mobile processing natural gas facility, essentially, that can extract through different processes all the products that are being flared off. We're talking natural gas, butane, methane, pentane, a whole series of valuable commodities that could be condensed and put into a pressurized storage tank, and then a truck is scheduled, they come pick up the commodity and they transport it and sell it directly to a US market hub. Or they can sell it directly to a large company that's in need of said materials. So, and we've talked to these companies, and we've also asked them how we can add value, and we can do this three ways. We can provide carbon emissions reports that help them with their compliance. Pressure off their need to diversify energy supply, and we can profit off of the waste, essentially. And the third thing is that we can provide them not only with the right moral thing to do with their waste, but we can also provide a small lease to every flared, isolated gas head, so they have some projected revenue coming from what they would normally have no money coming from. Okay, so what is the plan? What is the vision? This has to do with our team. Our team is Jigar Patel, myself, David King, Duke Dong, Dr. Muhammad Alabi. We have over 25 years of natural gas experience dealing with producers, utilities, refineries, power plants, and we can secure maximum gains in the hopes of dominating this burgeoning industry. Now, why do people have to act now? Well, the EPA, local communities are not going to have flared gas spewing garbage in their air. In fact, they developed some laws, particularly in North Dakota, that have teeth that don't let the major oil companies get away with flaring this gas. So they're going to have to do something. They're being pressured to move in this way. Okay, so with the rising value of natural gas and the pressure to do something about flared gas, a lot of gas and oil insiders have started making deals and they're ready to pounce to conserve and collect all this gas that's being flared. So there's a limited window to act where we can be part of this multi-billion-dollar industry. Okay, so the vision is to develop these mobile skid mounts over, let's say, an ideal from 15 to 25 units over 4 to 6 years. And also develop a second revenue stream. And I'm talking about diesel displacement and conversion from diesel to CNG, concentrated natural gas, so they can use the same product that we're conserving to use for transportation. Okay, and there is a lot of competition, but we, with the right team, our team, we can also tweak the process to get maximum yields. So everything we're taking in can be conserved and used. Also, we have the will, the youth, the desire to really get ahead out of this industry, and we can operate lean. So what do we need? We need $3 million in startup capital, which is not a lot, to commence production on a mobile skid mount based on a gas analysis of one of the chosen wellheads from one of the major players we've talked to. And the rest we use for working capital for leasing, transport, scheduling, and operational expenditures. We wish to grow the company and solidify agreements between partners that we've spoken to. Keep building spec mobile skid mounts one after the other and leveraging them so we can build more and more and expand the company. And because we're smart and technology savvy, we realize that technology changes. So we have an exit strategy. Within 4 to 6 years, we can sell the entire, all the assets acquired by us to a major player for a high value multiple, which will make our investors happy. So, with the initial 5,000, we'd establish contracts and agreements and solidify our interaction with existing players. And with the 50,000 Igniter board investment, we would use that to build relationships with investors to raise the money that we need, and only with investors that are on our side and understand the huge potential of not only doing the moral thing, but this is one of the few moments in history where doing the moral thing can make you extremely profitable and really turn an industry on its head for the betterment of the world, but also for your own pocket. And as entrepreneurs, we should respect and understand that, because I think the biggest travesty is watching billions of dollars of commodities go up in smoke, and it makes me as sad as doing this. So look at this. Don't do this. Don't evaporate billions of dollars of commodities. Make the moral choice, make the right choice, and help our company grow. What a shame.